Can I do this without shades? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's KIM in the ATL. Kim out of Atlanta, Georgia, but on my way to the SAV, Savannah, Georgia, of BetterBodyCrew.com, and I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Before I hit the road, I just wanted to jump on right quick because I had someone message me and say, "Hey Kim, how do I join? How do I join?" And this person I've never spoken to before, and I said, wow, it's interesting. I'm getting a lot of people who I don't know who they are or where they came from, and they're saying they want to join, and they're asking for the link like they're ready to go. Meanwhile, there's so many people who have not joined, who keep saying they want to join, but I mean, for some, it's been weeks, for others, it's been months, for some others, it's been years, okay? Seriously, I've been doing this since 2015 with the same company, and people have watched some wonderful things happen for me, and they still say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And when I ask some of the people, why is it that you haven't pulled the trigger yet? Much of the time, what they say is, I just don't know how to sell. So I just don't know how to sell. Like, a lot of people are scared that if they spend their money, they're not going to get their money back, which honestly, this is how I feel about that. I think it's a legit. This is how I feel about that. Entrepreneurship is really it's not for everyone, and it does require some risk. If you have to have a guarantee on everything, then just save yourself the time and don't do it. Just save yourself the time and don't do it. Because now you can mitigate the risk, right? You can minimize the risk. Here's how you can minimize the risk. You minimize the risk by joining someone who knows what they're doing and by following their instruction. A lot of times what I see is that people let their ego get in the way. So they put their ego before their profit. Somebody says, hey, why don't you do it this way? No, I want to do it this way. Oh, I'm a J Baby. I'm happy you are on. J Baby was somebody who joined with me last year on her 50th birthday for her granddaughter, and she joined because she wanted to do something new. And I'm happy she's on because on her Instagram, her name, 50 years old, she joined. 50 years young. Excuse me, J Baby. Don't call me and fuss me out. But she is on Instagram as Janelle Totally Changed, and I have her Instagram here because I want to bring up a point to you guys. There are people on our team. These are all people that are on our personal team. They got G5 qualified recently. My girl Candy B got G5 qualified recently. What does G5 mean? It means that you got 5 brand new customers and earned a $50 bonus. Guess what? They earned a $50 bonus. My girl Lisa Lee out of New York, okay, mother of many children. I got one, so anything more than one, y'all, is many. But she's the mother of many children. She has a lot going on. Still got G5 qualified. That's a better bodybuilder. My girl Janine, who I tell y'all out of Florida, she's always talking about everything is so dope. Janine, when she joined, she told me, she said, Kim, I don't have any Facebook friends. I don't know anybody. I don't know what I'm doing. I said, just trust me. Going back to Janelle told me about, everything that could be wrong. I'm not good with technology, how I'm going to do this. Let me tell you guys something. I do not know what your path will be. All I know is that if you keep taking steps, you can always change your course. Okay? If you're going in the wrong direction, you can always change your course as long as you are moving. Okay? There was so much activity in the Better Bodybuilders WhatsApp group in the last, this weekend because of Black Friday. I had people completely new to my team hitting G5. Marcy hit G5 3 times, and she just joined, November, I think it was 12th? Okay, she hit G5 that's an extra $150. She's working very part-time from her phone, from the comfort of her home, and she has a full-time job. She does not do videos like me. All she's doing is following my lead. So here is the thing that I want to tell you people that, you want some kind of guarantee. I don't guarantee anything, but I will show you what I know. If you plug into me, I will pour into you. That is what I guarantee. But I'll tell y'all something. There's a formula to learning. Okay, there is a formula to learning. If you want it to happen overnight, just quit, because nothing happens overnight. Okay, but there's a formula to learning, and anybody can do it. Sales follows a formula. It's not to say that it will be the same for everyone, but there's a certain outline that pretty much works. And once you understand human psychology and some things about yourself, as well as some things about your buyer, it becomes so much more simple. So I titled this on YouTube something about how learning Spanish helped me to learn sales. And what I want to tell y'all, because some of y'all don't know this, I have been learning Spanish for over 20 years. 20 years. 20 años, okay? And I still am not super duper proficient in it. Am I good enough to have a conversation with someone? Absolutely I am. Do I have customers who only speak Spanish and we're able to transact business and I'm able to get that credit card number? El número de la tarjeta de crédito? Yes, I am. I'm good. I'm that good. I'm good enough to get that money. But, you know, I wouldn't consider myself, you know, I'm still a work in progress. But the process of learning Spanish has been a long, arduous process. But it prepared me so well for learning sales. Because here's the thing with Spanish, you know, there are certain things that you have to practice over and over and over again, right? Like I remember when I first started, I could not roll my tongue, right? Roll the tongue, right? Rollar la lengua. That was so hard for me. I would always be like, rrr, 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 sounding stupid. But ahora I can rollar la lengua. I can roll the tongue. Why? It's just practice. And I had to start talking to different people that could roll their tongue. I had to go to the native Spanish speakers. Say, how is it that you roll your tongue? They say, oh, you just lift up from the back of your throat and you gently push air out. And when I did it enough times, guys, then I was like, oh my gosh, I can do it. You know, I can roll my tongue, right? But I had to go to the native Spanish speakers and ask them, how do I do this? Here's the thing. Many of you want to learn sales, but you're not plugging into people that make sales. Do you see what I'm saying? You're not plugging into anybody who is making sales. So therefore, when you join a person, and the evidence is always there, y'all. Look for people that post proof. Look for people that post proof that their clients are doing well. Look for people that post proof that other people on their team are doing well. Okay? I can make all the money in the world, but if J Baby's not making money, if Candy B, if Lisa Lee, if Marcy, if Janine, if they're not making money, am I really as much of a success as I claim to be? No, because in this profession, it's all about duplication. So the first thing you have to do is go to somebody who knows what they are doing. Okay, you can make a lot of money in this business two ways. It's retail and it's recruiting. But I'm telling you right now, if you try to recruit without understanding the retail aspect, if you just throw people in the business and you don't show them how to make money while they're building their influence, while they're building their own team, then those people will leave. Because they will be spending more money than they're making because they don't know how to make sales. So you've got to plug into somebody that knows how to make sales. Sales is where the little money is, but it's the foundation to getting to the big money, okay? If you do not know sales in MLM, a lot of times what you're doing is basically just building a house of cards on sand. It will all crumble away. This is how you get people with super duper big checks, and then all of a sudden in a few months those checks dwindle down because the people start to fall off, because what y'all would call the little people, there are no little people in my eyes, but what y'all would call the little people, if they're not making money moving product, then they're going to leave because it takes some time to build that team. So you need to give them some type of money in the meantime, in between time. Now, so that's the first thing. Plug into somebody who knows what they're doing. Just like I would go to I wouldn't go to Beth in my Spanish class and be like, hey, Beth, let's practice how to roll our tongue together. You know why? Because Beth would be like, yo, pongo comida en mi boca. And I'd be like, okay, you put the food in your mouth. Please put the food in your mouth so you can stop talking, because that Spanish ain't where it's at, girl. I mean, A for effort, but I don't want to speak Spanish like Beth, who is from Savannah, Georgia, that I grew up with. She's not Spanish. I don't want to speak Spanish with a southern drawl, okay? Un día, yo voy a hablar a viajar a España. Spanish people be like, what? Actually, they won't. Spanish people are some of the most forgiving people in the whole entire world. But, you know, when I learned Spanish, I knew that I wanted to speak with an authentic accent. Un acento auténtico, right? And sometimes people are like, oh, are you from Panama? Are you from this? I'm like, man, I'm from Savannah, Georgia. So it's working. But I had to go to the Spanish speakers. I had to go to Charmaine Gonzalez. I had to go to La Gente en la Iglesia, the people in the church at a Spanish. When I was pregnant with my son, I went to an all Spanish church. Did I know what they were saying all of the time? No, but I knew what they were saying most of the time. And the more I went, the more I understood. So that's the second rule, guys. You cannot be discouraged. You cannot be discouraged. If you want to learn sales, don't be discouraged when you don't always make a sale. I don't always make a sale. When I say there's a formula, I don't mean that it's 100%. I mean there's certain guidelines and certain things that you can do that increase the probability that you close the sale and get the profit margin that you want. But everybody is different. Every sale is different. But you got to go through those valleys and not just celebrate when you're on top of the mountains. You've got to go through those points. There were so many times when I would be in conversation with someone and I wanted to know everything that they were saying, but I missed a few words. But it never ever stopped me from talking to Spanish people. It never ever stopped me. When I lived in Atlanta, I went to Plaza Fiesta con mi hijo. The reason why I call hijo, do y'all know that? Y'all don't even know that's not his name. My son's name is not hijo. Hijo means son in Spanish. So that's why I call him hijo. So, and when he was a baby, I only talked to him in Spanish. And I took him to La Plaza Fiesta, like the party plaza, right? That was a part of town where all the Spanish people were. And we would immerse, you have to immerse yourself in the culture, in la cultura. Like you have to, if you want to do something, you got to be balls to the wall. You got to be all in. You can't be dipping your pinky toe in. No, you've got to do it regularly. I was trying to make sales for a long time before I made sales. I would still keep talking to people, even though I was saying the wrong thing, until I found out how to say the right thing, until I started buying courses and talking to people that were effective in making sales and asking them, what do you do? And not just asking them, but also watching them. It is so funny to me how so many people come to me and ask me, Kim, what is it that you're doing? When if they just took time, especially if you're in my VIP group, my secret sauce is my VIP group. That's why the only people that are in there are my clients, my team, and my students. My clients, they buy from me. My team, they have joined me. I want them to see how I'm interacting with my clients so they can duplicate it. Why would I keep that a secret from them? That would be stupid. All ships rise with the tide. The more money they make, the more money I make. So I put the people who join me in my client group so they can see how I interact with my clients. What is effective? What posts are my clients engaging with, so that they can see, like, even if you're a private person, I don't put nearly as much stuff on my personal page about my business as I do my private group. So I want my team to see what it is I'm doing so that they can do the same thing in their group. The last group of people is my students. My students are people that are not on my team, but they actually paid me for me to coach them. And they're in my group as well. Okay? So it's the same thing. They're not on my team. So I don't have a vested interest in them, just being honest. But they said, hey, I don't care. You know, you have some knowledge that I want. What is your fee? And so I kind of sort of treat them like they are on my team. Okay? So my clients, my team, and my students, those are the people that are in my private VIP group. And they can see very well what it is I am doing. And oftentimes I'll do videos to break down things, and they're like, oh my gosh, I totally missed that. I didn't get that's why you were doing that. And so I break that down. But guys, you have got to have total immersion. You've got to be all in. If you say you want to do something, you got to really do it. It's just like the person that gets married, right? And then, you know, they go out and they say, a single person asks them, well, are you married? And they say, well, it's complicated. It's not complicated. Either you're married or you're not. You can't be both married and single. And if you say you want to do something, if you say you want to be an entrepreneur, if you say you want to have a business, if you say you want to free your family, if you say you want to make more money, if you say you want to buy back your time, you have to make that decision and make it completely to the exclusion of everything else. Yes, it sounds radical because it is. But I don't know anybody who is super successful that got there by happenstance, by luck. They just, one day woke up and, well, looky here, success for breakfast. I didn't expect you today. It doesn't happen that way, guys. So you've got to totally immerse yourself in the culture, in the sales culture, in sales knowledge, in sales psychology. And it's easier when you're doing it. Again, it goes back to the first thing. It's easier when you're doing it with someone. The next thing is, once you're there, because a lot of y'all find the right person and you're plugged into them, but you don't follow, you're paying attention or you're looking at them, but you don't follow their instruction. It just baffles my mind that people do not follow instruction. I mean, there's some people even on my team that I've had in the past. I had to tell them the same thing over and over again. Why? I don't know. It's like y'all hate money. It's like y'all hate what's effective. It's so strange to me. So anyway, one of the things that I learned, and when I was learning Spanish, guys, what I would do, yes, I studied in school, but when I say, like it was my minor in undergrad at Georgia State, but I didn't learn nearly as much Spanish as I did. Not to rag on Georgia State. I learned a lot, but let's be real. If you got a class with 20 to 30 students and one teacher, and you only have an hour, there's only so much time for you to have an equal exchange. So you're mostly listening, so your listening comprehension is going to be great, but your speaking a lot of time will suffer, okay? But yeah, so and that's just the way it is in school. So what really helped my speaking and my dialogue and real conversation was going to Plaza Fiesta. And I apologize if y'all are making comments because I can't see your comments, but I think it's my connection. But what really helped me is going to Plaza Fiesta and interacting with real people and having real conversations. And then, because that's not something that, they teach in school. You can't get that authentic interaction. A lot of times if you dialogue with your classmate and they just as bad as you. So y'all both congratulating each other on a job poorly done. So I would go to Plaza Fiesta and talk to real Spanish speakers, and I would just like hang out there all the time. And then another thing I did that really took my Spanish to the next level was I volunteered at a healthcare system in I believe, and that healthcare system is so large, it's primarily run by volunteers. And so when you volunteer with this healthcare system here, this hospital, they don't just have you pushing paperwork. Oh no, it's like they throw you in the deep end of the pool of the water. So I chose, of course, the language department, the Spanish department. And one of the things that they would have us do, this practice was so invaluable, y'all. They would have us like listen to someone interpreting every now and then you had to interpret, like you had to speak what they were saying right behind them to make your accent more authentic and to get your intonation and your rhythm correct. It was extremely hard, but it was so beneficial. And even to this day, that was before I had my son, so that was more than 10 years ago. And to this day, I still do that practice. I'm going to give y'all like a little taste. I don't always come and share this with y'all or show y'all, but that's what I'm saying. There are so many things that happen behind the scenes of somebody's life that you have no clue about. That is the reason why they're able to do some of the things that they do. The unseen is always greater than the seen. Always. Always, always, always. Siempre, siempre, siempre. Okay? So what they would have us do, and I do it with Jesus Calling, which is Jesus Te Llama. So I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this, but what I do is I bought the audiobook on audible.com, and as the woman is speaking, I have to speak behind her. Now, I'm not perfect at this, even after 20 years. I don't always catch everything, but that's not the point. I still stay with it, and that's what you have to do too if you want to learn sales. So I'm going to show y'all how this works right quick, okay? Let me know if y'all can hear this. Hold on one second.
En la medida que perseveres en el camino que he preparado para ti, dependiendo de mi fortaleza que sostiene, espero de milagros y los verás. No siempre los milagros son visibles al ojo desnudo, pero quienes viven por fe para verlos claramente. Esto lo sabemos por la fe, no por la vista, lo cual te capacita para que veas mi gloria.
I missed that.
Salmo 63,
versículo 2.
Segundo de Corintios,
capítulo 5, versículo 7. Juan, capítulo 11, versículo 40. Diciembre 22. Ven a mí y descansa en mi presencia. Al reflexionar sobre su... Okay, so that y'all get the hint. That is what I do on a regular basis. And I do that. Deanna said too fast for me, right? Okay, but that's what I do on a regular basis. Y'all don't see that. So it's so funny because every now and then when I come and I'll do a Facebook Live in Spanish and, estoy hablando con toda la gente en español, people are like, Kim, you speak Spanish? I didn't know that. And it's like, well, I want to learn how to speak Spanish too. And then I'll tell people, well, what are you doing to learn how to speak Spanish? Usually the answer is nothing. Or they say they got like a Rosetta Stone and you haven't even opened it up yet, girl. Well, how does that work? It's a daily practice, y'all. It has been a daily practice for me for over 20 years, and I'm still not where I want to be. But I don't give up. I don't give up. And that is the problem that I see with the majority of people. Number one, you're plugging into the wrong people. Number two, you're not fully immersing. You have not made a decision. You have not fully immersed yourself in the decision to free your family, in the decision to go after financial freedom, in the decision to become the highest version of yourself. And then the third thing you do is you don't want to follow the leader. In that exercise, what we would have to do is we would literally, and we would have to do it with people. So I would have to stand behind a Spanish translator every now and then, and they're trained. And I was not. And they would be saying stuff, and we're talking about medical terminology, okay? Vocabulario médico, like palabras muy largas, long words, you know, frases muy complejas, like, and I still mess up some of the gender. But it doesn't matter. People still understand me. And so y'all are trying to be too perfect. You're plugging into the wrong people. You don't fully immerse yourself. You don't follow the leader. And those are the reasons why you find it hard to learn sales. But I promise you, if I can do it, you could do it too. If the people on my team are doing it, and this is not everybody on my team, but the people that are following the leader, the people that are utilizing my testimony vault that I have, the people that are using my Better Body script that I have, they're fine. Even though they don't do videos as much as I do, even though they have not been in the business as long as I have been in, they're still finding that they're having success. You know why? Because they're following the leader. They are plugged in. They're going to be on training tonight, and much in the grand scheme of things, but these are all people, better bodybuilders. I have success when they have success. When they do well, I know I'm doing well. Until that happens, then what? And this is something I do every single day. Practicar mi español. And I will do it until the day I die. I will practice my Spanish. I will practice myself. Anything that you say you want to do, don't just say stuff out of emotion. Don't just say stuff because you see somebody else doing it and now you say, oh, I would like to do that too. No. Especially if you say it to me. Don't play with me like that. Because if you say you want to learn Spanish, I'm going to be like, all right, girl, go to Spanish, dict, D-I-C-T. Okay, y'all think I was saying something different. Go to SpanishDict.com, and this is what you do. And then the next time I see you, I'm going to want to engage with you and find out how is your learning Spanish going. Girl, you know I got so much on my plate. Well, do you think I have an empty plate? Huh? Is that what you think? It's one word a day. It's one word a day. It's one conjugation a day. Same thing with sales. It's one technique. It's one tool. It's one whatever a day. Plug into the right people, find the right person, plug into the right people, fully immerse yourself, make a decision to go all in to the exclusion of everything else. And I'm telling y'all, we all do this because a lot of people say, well, how do I build my confidence? I'm just not confident. That's how you build your confidence. When you know that you are doing something that the majority of people are not doing, will never do, that is how you build your confidence. When you keep your word to yourself, that is how you build your confidence. When you see incremental improvements daily, that is how you build your confidence. Right now, J Baby is so much further than she was a year ago simply because she humbled herself. And she didn't always like it, y'all. But simply because she humbled herself and she followed my lead and she trusted me. Now J Baby doing all kind of things. J Baby helped me out with something the other day. Miss, I'm not good with technology. And I was like, J Baby, how do I do the audio? It's not hard. The actual process is not hard. The thing that's hard is you. You getting out of your head. You getting out of your mind. You constantly self-sabotaging. You thinking about all the times that you failed in the past. You thinking about all of the possible negative outcomes instead of thinking about all of the positive probabilities. See, as human beings, now you have a choice every single day. You can expect. You can like expect things to happen and have a joyful anticipation, right? Or you can have a fearful hesitation. Because you're thinking something is going to go wrong. Me personally, I choose to expect things to work out right. Every single day that I wake up, I choose to believe that somebody somewhere out there is watching one of my videos and wanting to join my team. I choose to believe that somebody is placing an order right now as we speak. That's a choice, dang on it. Why would I choose anything otherwise? I don't have control over anything but what I choose to believe. And some of y'all relinquish that to the demons in your head. to the naysayers around you who basically are trying to bring you down because they ain't got crap going on in their lives. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Man, get out of here with that. Jay Baby knows I talk about this all the time. She said, no, but that self got to get out of the way. You talking that Hills language right there. Yeah, we got to control what's in our mind. We have to control our self-talk, and a lot of times what you believe, that will determine your actions. If you do not believe you will be successful, you will never join the business if you don't believe that. And it'll be months, years, decades later, and you will be saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it one day when things calm down, when things settle down. Let me tell y'all something. In case y'all don't, for those of you who don't know, as long as you're living, things are never going to settle down. Things are never going to calm down. When this problem gets taken care of, another problem is going to arise, usually bigger, because that's called life. Buckle up, buttercup. That's just the way it works. That's just the way it works, y'all. Okay? So anyway, I've got to get on the road now. Okay? To all the people that are reaching out to me and we're having conversations, so that, yes, you missed Black Friday, but Cyber Monday is tomorrow. Tonight on my team training, we will be talking about how everybody can capitalize yet again on these awesome deals that are coming down the pipeline, really helping our customers to get great savings. Hey, Whitney Poso Thor. Toribio, is that it? Thanks for those words, darling. Well, thank you for listening. Woo, 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 woo. And I'm sorry I didn't see everybody's comments. The internet connection out here, as you can see, I'm in the beautiful country. I love it. It's so peaceful and serene. But I'll get to your comments later after I get home. But tonight, it's about to go down, because we are preparing all of the better bodybuilders to take advantage yet again of the awesome deals that are coming down the pipeline. We want our customers to save money. We want our customers to experience more products at a discounted rate. Why? Because the more products they use, the faster their results come. The faster they get their results, the faster we get our testimony, the faster we get repeat orders, the faster we get referrals. It's a win, 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 win for everybody. And on top of that, you get paid. What? I mean, how people be like, Kim, you seem so excited about your business. How can you not be? How can you not be? There are certain rules to this crap, y'all. There are certain laws and principles. And when you understand that, when you learn it, when you apply it, you don't have to work. I don't work nearly as hard as I do today as I did in 2015 when I first started this business. And I was not making nearly as much back then as I'm making now. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? So, guys, listen. This is not just an MLM conversation or a Spanish conversation. It is a whatever your heart desires conversation. Whatever it is you want to do, go all in, make a decision, and just follow through. I can't tell you how long it'll take. Chances are, though, it won't take a week or a month. Okay? Chances are it's going to be a process. You're going to have to undo some things in your head to learn some new things. Whatever it is. But success and learn a certain number of steps. Okay? And the good news is anybody can do it. Even you. And you deserve to. All right. I will see y'all later. Bonita. Thank you, Deanna. I will see y'all later. Listen, before you leave, if you watch it on Facebook, I want you to hit follow and see first if you enjoyed this and you want to see some of my stuff first as soon as I post it. And if you're on YouTube, why don't you hit subscribe and bang the bell to the right ding dong, so every time I upload a new video, you'll be the first to know. Now I gotta go. Bye.